So, good evening. Welcome back to another channel. Tonight, I've got Nate Ellington, and we're going to talk about his past career. So, good evening, welcome back to another show. And tonight I got football legend with us, and Nathan. Good evening to you, Nathan.
How you doing? You okay, John?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well, my guy. Absolutely fantastic. It's great to hear your views as well. And if you do like the video, could you please hit the like button and do subscribe if you're new, and also leave the questions, any questions got from the earth, and leaving the like comments, by the way. So we're going to talk about tonight about history of you and the games you played for. Not be all night, but I mean, basically of your career. And so, Nathan, your first club, right? I mean, you started off your career with Tooting and Mitcham, is that right?
Yes, Tooting and Mitcham. And I was playing youth team.
And Yuki. So how did you get that move to Tooting, mate? How did you get there, sort of thing? Did they look at your talent, sort of thing, and thinking, wow, you're going to be good?
Yeah, well, I played in the park just round the corner from the stadium, and I lived in basically in Tooting. So Tooting and Mitcham Stadium was like 10 minutes walk from me. So you know, all of our friends from the area, we used to try out at the beginning of the season, and that's how we got in. We did the trials, got into the youth team, played there, and did really well for them. And that's where everything all started, really. At the age of what, 15, 16. So it's like 15 actually. So yeah, it was that was a start to me playing inside a proper big stadium for the first time. So that was good.
Yeah, that's a fantastic sort of thing. Like, obviously, you're quite young at the time, and you've been apparently up and coming talent, sort of thing, playing a lot of front. And yeah, and then you've kind of moved on to Bristol Rovers. And look, I mean, your goals gone record at Bristol Rovers is absolutely fantastic, and you've been there for quite a while, sort of thing. And so, how did you get the move to Bristol Rovers? Number one, and two, did it take you that long to join? Because you always want to be a professional footballer, Nathan.
Yeah. So what happened is actually I went from Tooting and Mitcham to another semi-pro team called Walton and Hersham. When I went there, quite a few of my friends were there. It was a very, very good team. We're doing very well, and I scored quite a lot of goals there, like 23 goals from Christmas to the end of the season. So the manager of the youth team, he said, "Listen, we want to get you into the first team at Walton and Hersham." So that was when I was 16, going on 17, and he said, "Look, you'll move very easily. Like if you just play here first team, the minute they see that you're 16, 17 and you're scoring goals, you'll get picked up." And that's what happened. So I was on the bench at first, and then I was coming on and getting a few goals. Then I was starting games, and we had like 20, 25 scouts coming down. And one day I think we was playing Sutton United, actually, funny enough. They're in the league now. But we was playing Sutton United, and Ian Holloway came to watch me. And what he did is he watched like 20 minutes of the game. He'd seen enough. He went home, put a bid in the next day. So I was just buzzing to hear that a professional club wanted me, and I was going to realize my dream of becoming a pro. And that was at the age of 17. So that's how I got my move there. And Ian Holloway, Gary Penrice, Gary Thompson, they were the coaches that were there to help me learn the game. Because, like I say, I was from non-league, a rough diamond, go in there and getting taught everything I need to know to then get better and better and progress myself through the leagues. So it's really, really good.
Good for you, man. And obviously, what was it like working with Ian Holloway? Because he's a bit of a character sort of thing. I mean, he's got such a strong West Country accent. And I was born a bit of myself, but I used up on Newcastle for a long time. And, but Ian Holloway, what a guy. What a
amazing.
Guy.
Yeah, he's one of the best man managers I've had in my whole career. I think he's probably the best man manager I've had in terms of knowing how to deal with people. And yeah, he just gave me everything I needed, especially Gary Penrice as well. He was a forward coach, and he taught me all the little things you need to know as a striker, how to make runs, where to do certain things on the pitch. And it really, really is few and far between, different coaches that can actually teach you stuff rather than tell you what to do. Telling you to do something better, it's not going to help you, but teaching you how to do that thing better is what really helped. And that was the one club, the one guy that I really, really, got to say, I'm very, very thankful for a huge part of my career. And, what I've learned and took on came from Gary Penrice, Ian Holloway. So yeah, very, very thankful for them in my career.
Sure. You scored 35 goals in 150 or 16 games for the Gas. And, but some of the fantastic goals. I mean, you used to play alongside certain Jason Roberts as well. I mean, first of all, how did you get on with Jason, number one? And secondly, what's the relationship between the two? Obviously, you have a fantastic relationship, a fun playing football sort of thing. And you scored lots of goals. Am I right, Jason Roberts?
Yeah, so when I first turned up at the stadium, Bristol Rovers, at the training ground, he was there to greet me. And funnily enough, we spoke. And he actually, a couple of years before, he was at the same secondary school that I went to as well. So it's called Christ School in Richmond. So we had the same teacher, Mr. Greenwood. He was our PE teacher. So we had Clinton Morrison, who was also there. And I think there was another player as well. But yeah, we had a few players that became pro from the same school. So we had an instant connection. I ended up moving in with him and obviously being good friends. He taught me the ropes, taught me everything. My first time being a pro, moving away from home. So it was lovely having Jason there to be like my bigger brother, looking after me, making sure I'm safe and I'm obviously just being guided through the first years of my career. And that's how we got that bond. And I was there then sitting on the bench watching him play. And it was great because watching him play was enabling me to also learn new things on the pitch. So when I went on the pitch, from experience of watching, I could then put things into play as well. And it wasn't until I went to Wigan and he joined me there when we started actually playing together. And then we had the best time ever. We had probably the best strike partnership outside of the Premiership. I would say I can't think of any other strike partnership that was as good as what we were outside of Premiership. I don't think there would be anyone that comes to mind, to be fair.
Absolutely. I mean, Jamie Cureton used to play for Rovers as well. And
what a player he was.
I believe he plays football, doesn't he? I think he's about 45, 46. Oh, yeah. How does Jamie do it, though?
He does it. I can't believe him. I don't know how he does it because I'm in pain now. My Achilles has been hurting for the last 2 years. I can't even play no more without, stopping for the next, 30, I don't know, next 30 days with pain in my Achilles. And he's 45, killing it still, scoring goals for fun. So, yeah, hats off to him.
Brilliant. If he was 35, he's still playing the Championship anyway because he is that good at lower league level sort of thing. And, he's still got lovely control and sort of thing as well. But in my opinion, if he was carrying playing football, carry on. There's a guy who's 54 years old. He plays Japan. I can't pronounce his name. And he's still rocking it up as well. So he plays for like a third, fourth division Japanese club as well. And he's done that sort of thing. Can't remember saying, I found his name, click sort of thing. So what was your achievement playing for Bristol Rovers? And what was your highlights of your career at the Millwall Stadium?
At Bristol Rovers, I think the thing that sticks out is scoring that hat-trick for, we went down to the lowest level. I think we were the lowest placed league team to ever beat a Premiership side. We was 90. I think there's like 96 teams is there in all the leagues, and we were like 94th. We were 94th in the whole of the English league, and we went to Pride Park and beat Derby County 3-1. I scored a hat trick, and that was like the becoming of me. I think that was when everyone realized, like, right, this is something special. And I think that was the best moment I can really think back to at Bristol Rovers. An amazing time there, learning my trade. Fans were absolutely amazing. And there's always going to be a place in my heart for Bristol Rovers and all the fans and that stadium, everything. I just got fond memories of just living there. Everything about there was just unbelievable. And I can't think, highly of the club. And, it's just unbelievable, the kind of start that I had. And not everybody has a start like that, So, I'm really thankful that I did get a start like that and the chances and the love that I got from everyone there. So just look back on everything. It's amazing.
Fantastic. And then 2 months later, obviously, got that memorable hat-trick against Derby. You moved to Wigan for 1.2 million. It's a record signing, by the way. And
yeah,
I can't remember. Is it Paul Jewell's manager now? I could be wrong.
Yeah, Paul Jewell was there. Yeah, that was the guy.
So, how did it work out for Wigan? How did they find they want to use as a player? I mean, 1.2 million, that's quite cheap back then, sort of thing. There's a lot of money back then. You've done it.
It was a lot back then, yeah, very quite a bit back then. But what happened was, I actually went to meet Paul Jewell on the day before the deadline. I met him in a hotel in London. Me and my agents just drove me down. He says, "Look, we got a manager that wants to speak to you." I had a chat with him. I didn't know much about Wigan at the time. I didn't know anything. So all I knew was this is the manager who's from Wigan. And he was telling me that he wanted me to be the final piece of his jigsaw. We've got the whole team. Everyone's really on it. But we just need another striker to be that final piece so we can go and win the league. And I said, can I think about it then? I'll go home and think about it. He says, no, the deadline's tomorrow. We want to take you back there today so you can see what it's about. And then you can make your decision there tomorrow. So I was like, okay, well, he's like, well, we got a helicopter about to leave soon. So you're going to have to come with us. I was like, what? Okay. I called my mum. Mum, listen, bring me some stuff down and come and bring yourself down to Battersea. We went to Battersea and we got in the helicopter. It took 1 hour and met and stopped into, I think it was a JJB headquarters in Wigan. And they got us down, took us to a hotel. Next day, looked at the stable and I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. I'm going to sign. And I signed. So I didn't think twice about it. I signed and I thought, right, I've played in this league before. I know what it's all about. This team's very good, great stadium, more wages, of course. And, great for my career, great stepped in the right direction where I want to go to. So, yeah, amazing day again. Another day. That was a day never to forget.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. You deserve the best there, sort of thing. And I'm proud of you. So, I got some comments, by the way. You got Tony Oakley, he's a Wigan fan. Nathan the Duke,
yes, know him.
Legend. And so big up to you as well, mate. And then I got even to Thomas, Newcastle fan. Connor, Leeds fans, just being on the show earlier on. Thanks so much for coming on, Connor, earlier on. Fantastic show. I got Steve, the one who's got you on to chat to you as well. Big up to you, Steve. Thanks so much indeed. And I got Thomas, what a guy, and Thomas fans as well. BP, even Gent, even to you again, mate. And I got Ellington and Roberts. Yeah, what
he knows.
And I got Thomas as well. Watford, no, Norwich, no. I hope it stays that way. That'll be brilliant for Newcastle if it stays that way. And I got a question for you from BP. Hi, Nathan. How did you feel about the move to Wigan, moving for a big fee and settling into the dressing room? How did you settle in Wigan, and how did you cope in the Northwest? Because you're from Bradford.
Yeah, exactly. So, living in London most of my life, but I used to go every year to Bradford to visit my family, so my family was up there all the time. But what happened was I didn't even know how far Wigan was from Bradford. So obviously, when you're growing up, you don't know the logistics of things and, the geography. So I was there. Obviously, when I joined, I thought, wow, this club's obviously back at a higher level because we, as Bristol Rovers, we got relegated to, it was called Division 3 at the time. And then I went back to Division 2. So for me, obviously, I didn't get paid 1.2 million. The club did. So in terms of the amount paid, I didn't see that. So I didn't get no kind of, there was no pressure on me to do anything. I just felt, you know what? I know my ability. I know what I can do. Let me just come in here. It's always daunting not knowing who the players are going to be, what they're going to be like, what the reception is going to be like. So when you walk in that first day, it's always like, okay, I wonder how the boys are. But they were absolutely lovely, amazing guys. And then I realized just how good the quality was because me, there's nothing better than playing your career and working your way up through the league because things just get better and then better and better. Better pitches, better players, better defenders, better delivery into you, better crossing, better everything. It was just an amazing feeling to play with them boys, because sometimes when I'd watch the boys from off the pitch, I'd be like, wow, how can I play with that good football? Like, how am I able to play with these guys? And I was like the top scorer for them. So imagine how that felt. But yeah, it felt great. It felt good. I didn't feel much pressure, especially after scoring in my first game. That was one of the things that always take the pressure off. First game away from home against Chesterfield. Paul Jewell, funny enough, got sent off in that game. It was 0-0. And one of our players got sent off as well. And then I scored the goal and we won 1-0. So it was a great start to an away game. And then we had our first game, which was the last game of the season against Northampton at home at the JJB. I scored in that too, which was the last game of the season. So for me, that was the best start I could have. And then we was off on our holidays. And then it was like, right, a new pre-season, know all the players, get to know them all, and then move on with a new season. So it was great to start. And it's always going to be taking the pressure off.
Oh, fantastic. What history there. Wigan, sort of a Wigan legend as well. And you've been there for 3-4 seasons there, sort of thing. You played with Jason Roberts again, and played for Rovers, yeah. And you got to the Premier League as well, and you got Premier League, and it kind of took off. It kind of took off because I can remember when Wigan played Chelsea first game back in 2004-05 under Jose Mourinho as well. And I think it's 2005, and you were unlucky there, by a goal to 0 when Crespo got that minute goal, and that really broke Wigan, but that really broke sort of thing. And because you were really good that day.
Yeah, so they were really good because that was the game where I left just before that game. So I went to West Bromwich Albion. I didn't actually want to leave Wigan at the time. I think we all know. I've told this story many times, but you know, the club really didn't. Although they, you know, I had a great time there, they didn't really look after me in terms of getting contracts sorted out and honouring what's inside the contract written in there. So I spent 2 years having, you know, still on a contract from Division 2 after being top scorer every season and then top scorer in the Championship. You know, all I wanted to really was to be dealt with, you know, fairly and correctly after living 2 years, playing 2 seasons without a new deal. Although it was in my contract to get a new deal. So then they kind of, they basically didn't deal with me correctly. And I just felt like they just wanted to cause a problem in terms of, I guess it's the club working for themselves to get the best deal, the cheapest deal they can for the best player that they can. That's their job. And my side was the other way around. But I just felt like there was a bit of disrespect there that shouldn't have been there. And I'm a man of morals at the time. I was thinking, you know, you can't deal with me like that. I've got to, you're forcing me to leave here. And I ended up leaving. But yeah, it was one of the things that I always look back at my career now and think, man, I just wish I had at least just one season with Jason Roberts. Just Jason Roberts, because that partnership was something special. We all know. The rest of the team was great. But then just having me and him up front, I just felt like I really wish I did get a chance to play with him up front in the Premiership, because I know we would have done the same job in the Premiership as well.
Absolutely. I mean, Wigan stocked up last season, by the way. I mean, they stocked up, which is really, really good. And, you know, for a small club like Wigan, and it's a great achievement. I mean, it would be good to see Wigan back in the Premier League at some stage, because it needs a Wigan in the Premier League, because it's a great day out at Wigan. And I've been there, twice to Wigan, and both times we got beat. Yeah. So I've got some comments there, Nathan, as well. I mean, got one from legend, that's Mr. Ellington. I'll come to Paul's question in a minute. I mean, half-time Waffles 0-0 and all that. What a player from Gabby. And Paul's a great guest, John. Thanks a lot, Paul. And I've got, ever had a chance to play for the Toon?
Never had a chance to play for them, but I've obviously played against them. I played at St. James's Park for West Brom as well. I'm not sure what the score was. I can't remember now that season. But lovely ground. Great to play there. It's one of the best grounds I've actually played at. So it says best ground you played at, Nath. Yeah, it really is one of the best. Obviously, Man United, Old Trafford, I support United. So I've always loved Old Trafford. And that, you know, there's nothing that beats being in the coach and driving up by the stadium, knowing that I'm going there to actually play. It was just weird in my mind. It's like, wow, there's the stadium. Wow, I'm going in now. I'm going to be playing. And what's funny is every day I'd see Rio Ferdinand because my son and his son were best friends in the same class at school. So we'd walk along the path to school every day, saying hi to each other, and then we're playing against each other in the league as well. So it was just surreal at times, but it was a great feeling. But yeah, Newcastle's definitely up there. St James's Park is really, really nice.
That is fantastic. Good words, Nathan. Good words. Brilliant words. I've got Kieran as well. My guy John Greer streams, like and sub people. Thank you very much indeed. I'm not allowed to keep saying please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm not allowed to say that because I've been monitored now with me mate sort of thing. So don't keep saying that. It'll come. Yeah, I'll keep it sort of thing. The moment I've not said that, I had 3 donations. But hey, listen, at the end of the day, it's all about the subs. The subs important for me, and that's the most important thing. And rather Nathan than Chris Woods. looking like you could play big man. You still play, and
I can play a bit, but probably for about 4 or 5 minutes now. So I'm not going to be any use to anybody.
Well, I think you still do a job for Newcastle United. Let's be real.
Yeah, put the ball on my foot in the box. I'll score for you. Don't worry about that.
Good man.
No,
good man.
I never did score against Newcastle. I would have remembered it, but no, I didn't.
Not at all. And yeah, I was good. That big man, great man. I've got one here that you moved to West Bromwich Albion in 2005-2007. You played 51 games, 5 goals, and it cost you like 3 million quid. And it just hasn't hit off, mate. I don't know what went wrong there.
51 games, 5 goals. I don't know about that. I think that's a bit wrong. I scored 5 goals in the league and 3 goals in the
sorry, I tell you what, that's Watford, isn't it? Sorry, that's my bad. 68 games, 15 goals for West Brom.
Yeah, so West Brom, yes, I scored 8 goals in 18 games in the Premiership season. And then I scored 11 goals in 19 games with, I think it was 9 assists as well. So that was a good second season in the Championship. It was an okay season in the Prem. But then, like you say, went to Watford, and that's where we had a bit of a mare. I think it's just the footballing style was nothing like what I've ever been used to. And I was in and out. I didn't start games when I first went there. I didn't play for half the season because the team was doing well. I was on the bench. They didn't have no reserve games. So I wasn't even, I wasn't able to stay match fit, number one. But then number 2 is when I did come in, the team was playing very route one football I've never seen before. And it was just something that I couldn't handle. I couldn't play that kind of football where you don't open teams up. You don't try and pop it through people. You're not allowed to do that kind of stuff. It was something that we was used to playing a long route play, and we had players that could fit that way of playing, and it didn't really work for the strikers, like not for me anyway. So it was a match not made in heaven.
That's fair enough. I mean, the fact is, at the end of the day, I mean, I feel sorry for you there, sort of thing. And then you went to Watford, and he has some plenty of clubs, haven't you? You played for Watford, Derby, Skoda, Preston.
Ipswich, Preston, Skoda, Xanthines, Greece,
Yeah. So I was going to say, out of the clubs you've been at, where's the best club you ever played for? I think I know. Probably Wigan's the best time.
Wigan and Bristol Rovers are the 2 clubs that were my best clubs. Bristol Rovers just touched my heart. Like it obviously not and then the most successful time also touching my heart is Wigan as well. So the 2 clubs there both go down as my favourite clubs to have played for 2 different reasons as well. Obviously, the best club was Wigan because obviously they played the highest level, best players, most success, winning the league Division 2 with over 100 points. So it was great. It was great both times there. I think they're the best 2 times I can look back and go, really, really happy with that.
Fantastic. Got some more comments flying through, by the way. I've got Max Collins as well. Big up to you, Max, mate. Penalty maestro was the Duke. I don't know who you
Thank you.
support, but let's say you support Max, that'd be fantastic. And I got why not as well. They got Johnny Lad, big man Nathan, and great guy. He comes to me channel sometimes as well, sort of thing. And I've got one from Paul Courts as well. What do you think of Newcastle minute, Nathan? That's the question for you, put to you.
I think obviously they've got a changeover and they're going to be bringing in some players. I'm excited to see what they do because I love St. Maximin. The picture you got in there already, Paul. He is absolute dynamite. He's one player that he just needs to get the ball to his feet and then it's over, isn't it? He can do whatever he wants with the ball. Very rapid. You just need more players that you can play with. You know that his kind of level. You know what I mean? So. If you do get in a Lingard or someone like that, he's going to be someone that's going to help you guys to then push on again and then continue. Look, you brought in your fullback now. So, yeah, you guys are looking like you're buying some good players who are going to take you to the next level and then you continue growing. You can't go from there straight there. Players won't come yet that you want that are at the top. But it's a building process and I can see it happening already. And I can see them getting out of trouble if they get the right players in as soon as possible this month. I think they can do well. They can just scrape out of it if they do buy very quickly and the right player.
I think you could be right there, sort of thing as well. And we need to get out of it very, very soon. And the worrying thing as well, these players don't want to come to us because of the league position we're at in the minute, 19th. And
exactly.
You're thinking, 19th, I don't want to come to Newcastle, I don't get relegated, sort of thing. But yeah, I could totally understand why they don't want to come. And it's not about the money. It's just the league position. That's all it is. So, yeah, we've got to keep winning games. And I just don't think, we spoke about it on the last show, I just don't know where the win's going to come from. I've got Brad as well. And we to Brad. And what's the best advice you ever received from a manager, coach? And that's from Brad.
The best advice. Oh, I've got one thing which Paul Jules said that I can remember. There's always little things that people say. Paul Jules did say, look, just, you only get one career. Don't be one of those people who have regrets at the end of their career, maybe eating McDonald's too many days in a week, and not looking after yourself. Not that I didn't, but he's saying, make sure you're not one of those people who, just let go a little bit and it makes a massive difference. Do the best you can do at everything you do because you only get one chance at this, and it comes and goes like that. It's gone in a flash, so make the most of it. And that's something that always stuck by me, and I always thought about it when I'm now speaking to younger players now because I look after players. I'm an agent now as well, so it's always one of the things that I always let people know. You've only got one chance at this, and it's gone in a flash. Make the most of it.
Well said, Nathan. Well said. You're absolutely right. Some footballers sort of thing, I'll not mention, I've grown about a weird side, but that's for another day. I've got Gallagher and Mike as well. What's been your toughest opponent as a footballer?
One-on-one. Yeah, one-on-one. One-on-one, my toughest opponent. Funnily enough, I think surprisingly for most people, they might be thinking of someone else, but Sylvain Distin, he's a beast. He was an absolute beast. Powerhouse, strong in the air, quick as hell. You can't stop that guy. Like, the guy was a beast. I loved what... obviously, I played against him, and I'm a guy who thinks he can win any header because I was like a long high jump champion at school, broke records and stuff. And I used to win all my headers against everybody. If I get a proper run up and jump, I win the header. And I did it against him, and he won the header. And I was like, huh? How did you beat me? And then I was one-on-one with him at one point as well. And he stopped. He took the ball off me. I still scored 2 in the game, but one-on-one, I couldn't handle him. I couldn't handle it. So I got to say, he's the one who gave me the most trouble.
Yeah. We had him at Newcastle for one season on loan. I mean, what happened was Bobby Watson got him. We couldn't pay $4 million for him, but what he did, he bought off to Manchester City without us knowing. Because I think Sylvain Distin would have come back to Newcastle. When they get Kevin Keegan come in, took him straight away. And when I heard that they signed him, I thought, wow. Going to Man City over Newcastle. I said, okay, Sylvain, you stay there, mate. We don't want you. But there you go. But that's how it is, sort of thing. But got it. But I think he's been brilliant for us. and we could have gone 4 million.
Player.
But what a player, what a defender as well. Newcastle on the edge at the minute. In my next 5 games, we'll see where the lads are going. Now, I've got Max supposed to United, by the way. No surprise there, but it's what it is. I got Johnny. Who do you want and think Newcastle would take for Man U? I mean, yes, Lingard is one of them, but I'd take him all day long. But he's not going to come to Newcastle. I mean, what I don't get is, right, United wanted a permanent deal. Newcastle wanted a loan deal. And it's just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. What's going on? Is he going to leave United at the end of the season, or do you think he's going to go on loan?
I think he's going to go. I think he's just going to go. So, I think just need to go and someone needs to just buy him and take him on. Or, he's not going to cost much now either. So why not just buy him, for a few million? Because you need him now. You can't wait till the end of the season. You can't wait if you wait and you're down in the Championship, you won't be happy, and then he won't come because he's not in the Prem. So that's one of the things. So.
He needs games time. He needs game time as well because the World Cup's coming up this year, and he needs to be playing in that as well. So exactly. I got 20B as well, Newcastle fan. What do you usually have for your pre-match meal, Nathan?
When that's at Bristol Rovers. No, not pre-match. That's pre-match meal. Okay, so that's the day before. Pre-match meal, I usually have like a pasta. I remember when we were going in the, we go in the hotel. When we eat there, I'd have like a little bit of pasta with a bit of cheese and a bit of like tomato sauce, or I won't have much because I want to be light. I just want to, and maybe some chicken cut up. So you cut up some chicken. Obviously the chicken was bland, didn't have much on it, so you had to like salt and pepper it up. But salt and pepper with a bit of pasta, a little bit of cheese, and a bit of sauce, and that would be me because I'll be just happy that I'm not heavy. I've got my carbs in and I'm ready to go. I just always wanted to be light for any match. But then when I'm on the bench, I'd eat a little bit more because I got a bit more time. And, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Well, you pasta, eh? Pasta, yeah. I love pasta, me, right? But I'll get pasta all day, man. It's just fantastic. Yeah, I got Thomas as well. This is a brilliant show, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Thomas. I really appreciate that, mate. Up the leads, that's from Paul. And then ASM's been poor out of the season, Nathan. I mean, have you been watching a lot of Ellington Maximan for Newcastle, and how do you rate him?
No, I only obviously I've seen him against United, and I've seen how he is. He's always dangerous when we play against him. I'm always looking at him thinking, if we keep him quiet, we'll be all right. So, but the thing is, if he's been poor this season, that will probably be down to other players not being able to support him as much, because you can see he's a dangerous guy. And if he has to do everything, it's gonna be tough. Like, no one can do everything. But you do look. Newcastle do look to him as the main guy who's going to do something. If he doesn't do something, who else is really? I know you got some Almiron. You've got got some good players in there as well. You got Ellington. He's looking better. A bit deeper. Sorry, he's not right up front. He's looking better in the other position. And you've also got your midfielder. What's his name with the bald head? I like him as well. Sorry?
Shelby. John Joe Shelby.
John Joe Shelby. He seems to play good football and do well. So you've got like a base of a few players that I think, I like that. And then up front you got your other striker as well, who got injured. So if he stayed fit, is he fit again now? Is it Wilson?
Wilson, no, he's out for another month or 6 weeks and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah, that was a bad one because he definitely was a help for you guys. So doing okay. But I think Maximan, he's a good player, very good player. Bit erratic at times, but he's dangerous. If he's in a team that were well oiled, and then he was just the other guy, teams will have so much trouble because you can't double and triple team him when you've got loads of other people to deal with. So when you guys do start getting more and more players in that can be, that demand double teaming, then he's going to be just having a field day with one-on-ones. It's going to be all over the place. So, I do like him.
Yeah. My issue with ASM is he just gives the ball away a lot. Not only that, he hangs onto the ball too much. And again, he needs to be smart. He needs to be a little bit smart sort of thing as well, because
Yeah.
You know, he's just got to do more for the team. He can score some cracking goals, but he's got to do more for the team. So if he does that, we have a world beater. It's final product. It's not the best. I'm not going to lie, but sometimes it's not the greatest Nivas sort of thing. When he goes down, it's those arms and strops sort of thing as well. So listen, at the end of the day, I hope he's got faith on him. I hope he does it sort of thing. So we need him to fix up and all the Newcastle players around him as well. So if he does that,
he'll be right.
Fine. Thank you much, Paul. Appreciate that. Which player do you most look up to when growing up and when you made it professional?
One thing I did when I was young, what I was doing was I used to think I'm everybody. So the best players that did the best things, they were known for. So Del Piero was like my favorite player for his technical ability, his ability to pinpoint crosses, pinpoint shots, penalties, top bins every time, free kicks, always scoring. So I used to look at him and copy him for that. I look at Beckham for his free kicks and his crossing. I'd look at Ronaldo, R9. Ronaldo is my favorite player for his dribbling ability at pace and his ability to score left foot, right foot, and skills. So I used to look at Alan Shearer for heading, because he was a heading king. I used to jump, leap in the air and head really good goals and pretend I'm Shearer, shouting out his name. So there was lots of players that I looked up to, and they were all for their good things about them. So that's what happened with me. Them names are there. So that's basically it.
Sure. Fair enough. Well, that's a good answer there. Got Harry Highbury, Ian 886. Hello, lads. Great. Thank you so much for that, Harry. And I think you answered this question. Where do you enjoy playing the most? I mean, you answered that question, and we believe St James Park and Old Trafford.
Yeah. And if he meant clubs, it was Bristol Rovers and Wigan were the two clubs that I enjoyed playing at the most.
Fantastic. Norwich has gone goal up by the way, people, and scorpion kick as well. I think the Sargent scored a scorpion kick, and it might have just gone over the line, and Watford protested and gone back in the net. So Norwich won Watford 0. That's not good news for Newcastle United, by the way. And that put pressure on us against Leeds tomorrow. It's going to be a gigantic game for us, and we've got to do something about it very quickly. And Norwich is going to stay up from Galloway Pete. And Nathan, the question from Galloway Mike: do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I got hobbies. I play tennis. I love tennis. I like basketball as well. I haven't been playing that for a while, but I do like going to the park sometimes to play basketball. And I do play FIFA. That's the only game really I play. It used to be Pro Evo Soccer before it became rubbish. Then I switched to FIFA for FIFA 10 since 2010. And I haven't stopped on FIFA every season. I still get my games in every now and again. So yeah, I enjoy getting to League One, winning League One a few times, and then just like what I do is I watch United play, and then I get the itch to play the game and try and and like emulate how they've played in the game. So I just enjoy playing FIFA. Really, that's on computer games. That's the only game I play. I'll turn it on, play FIFA. If nothing else, that game does not get turned on. So yeah, they're the few hobbies, sport hobbies anyway.
Sure, absolutely. And I've got a question for you as well. What sort of music are you into? I mean, just off topic, music you into?
I don't really listen to music much anymore, but when I did, I listened to everything. I had every genre there was: 80s, 90s, oldies, everything, soul, R&B, rap. I didn't listen to I don't listen to like garage or anything, like with beats. I don't really like that kind of stuff. So I'm more a person who listens to songs with like words to it and stuff, and a good beat to it and stuff. So yeah, that was what I love.
Fantastic. I like any music as well, to be fair, sort of the 80s, 90s. So just like you as well, mate. It's just like you. I've got one for Tony B, a Newcastle fan. Do you players have anything at half-time, like an orange or cup of tea, Nathan, or would that give you a stitch? That's from Tony B.
Yeah, funny enough, grassroots football was always oranges cut in half, and you just like a bag of oranges, you're just eating them. So that was good. But yeah, what we have is you have some sweets, you have Jaffa cakes, you have little things like that, little things that give you a sugar rush kind of thing, and give you energy rush. What else was there? You'd have your Lucas Sage, you'd have your other little drinks as well. But it wasn't like big meals or anything like that. But yeah, from that, I would say there's little sweets and little chocolates, little biscuits like that for you to just, have a little bit of a rush, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, that's fantastic answer, that sort of thing. I got Brad as well, Newcastle fan. Which big league would you play? Would you have choose to play outside the Premier League?
Obviously, I like Spain, but what I didn't like is the way the referees ref when, I remember we went out to Spain and played preseason friendly, and everyone's on the floor when you go near them, and the ref just blows the whistle, and I was like, oh, this is annoying, mate. This is ridiculous. So I'm not sure I would like to play in Spain just because of that. But America was somewhere where I would have liked to have played. Obviously, towards the end of my career, it's just because of the country as well, not to do with the level. If you're talking about the level, obviously it's Spain, it's Germany. They're the two places, really, Spain and Germany. I'm missing somewhere, Italy, which was regarded as the best defensive countries. So that would have been a good country to go and play in. Yeah, just the big leagues, really. The Spain, Italy, Germany are the three. And then America, like I say, just because the country, which I like the country to, I like the weather there, I like the way things are there, I like the accent there and all that stuff. So that's the reason why, really, not to do with football.
Fair enough, man. It's just that's a cracking question there, by the way, and that's been bad. And I've got Foxy as well from Colombia. I've Jordy from Colombia. I've always remembered the league partnership with Roberts for Wigan. Do you regret leaving Wigan when you did?
Yeah, like I said, didn't want to leave anyway. It was a great time there. I never wanted to leave. If they would have dealt with me correctly, I would have been there. Probably, I would have stayed there as long as possible. Really, it's just unfortunate things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, and it was a regretful time when you look back on it now. In hindsight, could have just swallowed the bullet and just said, you know what, I'm going to play here at least a season, and then see what happens from there. But I chose security of having a contract rather than letting my contract run out. And I didn't want to let it run out because you never know what happens in football. You could get injured and then you got no contract for the rest of your career. So I didn't want that to happen to me. So I decided to move on.
Absolutely. I don't blame you at all, sort of thing. I mean, professional footballer, and you should have to be sure anyway. I got Maxwell. He's have a soft spot for Everton. Do you have a soft spot for another club than you support, Nathan? I know you're red, but...
I did have a soft spot for obviously a team in a different country, Barcelona, when that was my team I used to watch all the time in Spain. When you had Ronaldinho, Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, you had everyone playing, Dani Alves. You just had the team was ridiculous. I used to love watching them. Whenever I seen them on the screen, I'd love to watch them as well. Even back in the day when Arsenal were playing, I did like them. I liked, seeing Van Persie and Henry up front. It was them two up front were ridiculous as well. You had Vieira, Petit, you had Pires. Oh, what a team! What a team! I loved watching Van Persie. He was like my favourite player at that time. And then he came to United, so I was even more happier. So yeah.
Wow.
I think if it was a team in England, it'd be Arsenal, I guess, where there was another team that I didn't mind watching because of the football Arsene Wenger had them playing.
Cool. And Paul's asked, do you get leaving any clubs you play for? I mean, Wigan, definitely, by the sounds of it. You want to be happy with Wigan.
Yeah.
And
that's the only one, really. Yeah, that's the only one. We've mentioned why, so I'm not going to say again. But yeah, Wigan is the one that I've regretted leaving.
They're a family club, Wigan, as well, aren't they? A family club. And there's nice people at Wigan. Nice people at Wigan, sort of thing. That's just so friendly. And they chat to you all the time. And I think that's amazing. I've got Paul as well. Big up to Paul. And even John, even Nathan. Hope you both well. He's a Newcastle fan. I've got my guy, Stephen. You nailed it, Nathan, up the Gunners. Your mate.
I think you meant to say it, Nathan. Yeah. I know him.
He's a great guy. I want to talk about your team, by the way, Man United. I mean, obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked and Ralph was taken over. Where's the problems been? What's happened to the problems this season at United? I mean, obviously, something ain't quite right at the club. I mean, I mean, how do I put it? Ronaldo's come in, which I think is cool, which I think is great. But your midfield's not been good enough, if I'm honest. I mean, you need a manager in the summer. A big manager's going to come in the summer. I mean, if you had a choice, who would you choose as your next manager at United?
I think it'll probably be Ten Hag, or like you say, he's at PSG now, isn't he? Pochettino.
Yeah.
So one of them two, because of the football that, first of all, Pochettino, for the football that he had Tottenham playing. It was lovely to watch. I was very, very impressed with what he did with them. I don't care that he didn't win the league or win something. He got to the Champions League final. He did very well with Tottenham. He's only one game away from winning it. I know, so for me, I don't really buy that he's not good enough because he hasn't won anything. If he gets United playing that kind of football and he has the ability to go and buy who he wants, I think it's going to be a different story. Then with Ten Hag, same thing. He's gone and blitzed his league. I know it's not England, but he has gone and done what he's done. And the good thing is he brings through the youth. They come into the first team, and then they play their way, and then they get sold, and then he does it again and again. So to be winning the league, winning the cup, getting far in the Champions League, playing well against big teams, battering Dortmund the other day as well. So, he's able to do it against big teams as well, and then do it in his domestic league. So those two are showing a lot of ability to be able to do something. And I think there will be suitable managers, because of the formation they play as well. And it suits our team. And then there's not too many tinkering things to do, apart from bringing in more quality in certain areas that we know we need. So.
Sure. I'm not sure how true this is, just from Foxy. I'm not sure how true this is, but do you really want to play for Bosnia national team? I don't know where this came from.
Yeah, so it's weird because my wife's Bosnian, and what happened was some people in the country when we went over there to visit family, I was told, you could play for Bosnia. I was like, really? Could I? And they said, yeah, we're going to try and do what we can to try and get you playing for Bosnia. And nothing came of it in the end, but it was like, okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. We had obviously, what's his name? Dzeko, Edin Dzeko at Man City at the time. So he was doing well for them. And I was just, obviously, I had a good time in my career, got to the kind of Premiership, doing okay. And then we just got relegated. I think it was a season where we just got relegated. I was at Watford. And that's when that kind of rumours was coming out. But to be fair, nothing really happened from it. It was just something I was saying, I wonder if that's possible. If when your wife's from Bosnia, can you get in because your wife's from Bosnia? I don't know, but let's see. So yeah, it didn't really happen, but yeah, it was just something I was just open to seeing whether it was possible.
Wow, brilliant. That's a great question by Foxy, by the way, because I've not known that at all whatsoever. I would have known it, but hey, it is what it is. Right, Nagelsmann was one.
You must have jumped on Google.
Jump on Google. Oh, brilliant. It's fine. Nagelsmann was one I think United missed out on. He's going to be a Bayern Munich for a long, long time. We should be done fan the beak. It should be done fan the bench because you don't want to come to Newcastle United again, lead position. That's why you don't want to come. They stopped playing because of the likes of Watford. Yeah, it's a light failure sort of thing. Yeah, they call it off sort of, and it'd be good for us anyway. But no, it should be kicking themselves. By the way, how did you manage to deal with spells of bad form and keep focused to get yourself back amongst the Ghouls again? That's from Dad.
Good question. Very good question. What you have to do really is get yourself in a positive mindset. What I used to do before games was look at my goal. I made my own montage of goals and good play. So before games, I'd watch my goals. I'd watch what I can do, what I know I can do. So when I got on the pitch, I'm obviously thinking all the positive things. I'm going to tear you up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to rip you. Not, I hope I control the ball. I hope I can keep the ball for my team. I've kept it. As a manager, you start thinking negative thoughts, you just tighten up and you just play simple. But when you think, I'm Ronaldo, I'm this, or I'm going to be Nathan Ellington, the best Nathan Ellington, I'm going to tear you up. I'm going to do this skill. I used to play the computer game and decide, when Cristiano did the chop, I said, listen, I'm going to do the chop in the next game. I did the chop against Sheffield United, done it against what's his name now? Centre back with T. I can't remember his name. Tong.
Oh, no.
I can't remember his name. No, he was at Everton as well. I can't remember his name. He's at England defender, centre back. Anyway, he was at Sheffield United, Everton, England. Can't remember his name. Anyway, I chopped him and scored. Jagielka, that's it. Yeah, Jags got it. Yeah, so Jags got the chop that day. But yeah, that's how you do. That's how you go into games. But when you're not playing well, what you say to yourself is, you remind yourself of the things that you got to do, like things that have to be done by every player. That's work rate, determination, anticipation. So in my head, I'll be like, right, remember, as soon as that whistle goes, straight away, I'm shutting him down at full pace. Straight away, I'm going to anticipate everything. Right, I'm not, you think about these small things. When they come off well in the first 5 minutes, you're off to a great start. And then things just flow from there. So that's one thing.
Fantastic. Give another 10 more minutes to go because obviously you got to get back, sort of thing. And vets and Billy Trim, my guy, he's got his channel with Bazza, World Sport TV as well. Do check out his content. It's absolutely world class, absolutely amazing. He's got a comment for you as well. Good to see Nathan looking so well. Well, I interviewed Gary Thompson the other week. He gave him a glowing testament. That is a brilliant word. What do you make of that one, Gary Thompson?
Yeah, Gary Thompson was a great guy. He was one of the coaches at Rovers at the time, and then he took over as manager interim at the time as well. So it was great to have him by my side as well as I was learning the game in my early years, and couldn't ask for a better person really. He's not such a nice guy. He's like one of the lads, as well. So it's just great to have him around, and got nothing but good words to say about him, and I hope he's doing well as well.
Fantastic. I mean, dude like Gary Thompson in his heyday, he was a damn good player, by the way. And did you ever get dropped? And if so, what was the attitude during the time? I mean, did you enjoy getting dropped? I mean, did you or did you need a rest, sort of thing? See what happens.
Yeah, sometimes you do need to come out of the side at times and have a watch from the outside, and it makes you realize that things are not so bad. And sometimes you get caught up when you're playing every single week, and if you're not playing well, you just got to come out on the sideline and go, right, let me look at this game now. Let me just watch this team from the outside. Then you do get thoughts, and you can see where you can do better. So it does help at times, obviously not being out too long. But yeah, I've been dropped many a times, and I've been playing regularly many a times as well. So it's like the first half of my career, I played every game, started all the time, played 40 games a season, 46, 50 games. Then as soon as I get to West Brom, bench, played half the games of the season, and then just never played full games, full season. And it's annoying because I was top scorer every single season. I scored plus 20 goals every time I played all the games, 25. And it went up and up and up throughout every season. I went to 21, to 23, to 26. And then I stopped playing. So I always look at it and think, man, if I was just playing every week. And then I went on to Derby, 9 goals halfway through the season. Nigel Clough came in, and I couldn't play no more. So he didn't let me play. He just wanted to get rid of me. And I was top scorer halfway through the season at the club. Top scorer in the cup, had Man United next round, and he says, no, you're not playing. Not playing the rest of the season. So that's what happens sometimes. You get dropped, and you're not in the side, and there's nothing you can do. So and I was doing absolutely amazing in training as well, and just couldn't get in because he needed me to go back because I only joined on loan, and Paul George brought me there. When Nigel Clough came in halfway through the season after he got sacked, he had different plans. Had to go.
Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that, but got this for you. Like, great players do not get dropped. What player in the Premier League managed you off yourself the most? And that's on 20.
Okay. You know what? I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and there's this one player that reminds me of me when he plays good, and that's Arsenal's striker now. The striker, he's up front, he's French, and his name is, come on, my head's gone with names. I don't know what happens to me. Lacazette.
Oh, man.
Lacazette plays similar kind of football. He's kind of a similar build, And when he's at his best, like obviously when he's scoring his goals and that, he's similar kind of player, what I can see. And then I've got another player that I don't see him as similar to me, but similar in the way he came up and got to the Premiership, and that's Aston Villa striker. Now, again, it takes time for me to get my names up, but
yeah, man.
What's his name? He just played against us. He came from Brentford. Signed for Villa. Sorry,
Ramsey scored the first.
No, the striker. The striker. He scored at Old Trafford, didn't he?
Coutinho. That was the last one.
No, the light skinned striker for Villa. I can't remember his name. What's going on?
Oh man, I know that he's scored one of them. He's got this.
We all know his name. We all know
we know his name.
He's come from Brentford, did really well, gone to Villa, and he's scoring goals for Villa now. Ollie Watkins. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm just forgetting names like it's nothing. It's the only thing that's happening to my mind these days. I'm getting older. I'm just not remembering anyone's name. But yeah, Ollie Watkins, good player, works real hard. He's got good pace about him. And he's a nuisance. He's hard work. And he's just like, and a player that's come from lower leagues, come up to the Prem and done well in the Prem. He reminds me of just like the kind of journey that I've had as well. So yeah, but as a type of player, I think like as a similar kind of player.
Champion. Norwich gone 2-up, by the way. Norwich gone 2-0 up against Watford. So, they don't look good, done it, Newcastle. And hope for a draw today. It's not going to come. Foxy, there's been a clear lack of expat pros staying in the game after retirement. Does the Duke feel that things slowly changing in recent times? And if not, what needs to be done?
It's a tough question. That's tough. Hey, Kate. Haven't seen you in a while. Lovely to see you there. But yeah, that question. It's about people wanting to make it in coaching, wanting to go into that coaching, and then see it through long enough to then get into the game. I think it's starting to pick up. You're seeing more managers now. There's been kind of like there's been some spotlight on the situation and trying the best ways and best techniques to get people to be looked at that are from black and ethnic backgrounds. So it's something that when there is a spotlight put on it, it does seem to improve and things are starting to change. And I think there'll be more and more people coming through that are doing the coaching. You see, even though Kevin Betsy, I played with. I played with it. I think it was at Millwall when I was young. I went there on loan and trial, and then not Betsy. He was at Fulham. That was it. That's what I went on trial as there as well when Kevin Keegan was there, and I met him there. And then now he's in the coaching setup. You've got quite a few in the coaching setup now. So, that's the England coaching setup, by the way. So, so it's going well. It's improving. I've got to say, it's improving.
Yeah, good man. I got Mike again. Could you play in the top 6 side today, Nave, if he was fit?
Yeah, of course. 6-a-side all day. I could play that, no problem. I'll be out for about a week and a half after the game, but yeah, I could do it.
Brilliant stuff. That's all I have to hear. Sergeant with both goals, and everyone's saying that's been a poor, but he's got twice. We couldn't beat these lot last week, and this is why I think they get relegated. It's as simple as that. And it seems like we're effing cursed, to be honest. How large of Kieran, Aston Kieran. Wow. And I've got I think I know who this guy is, brother, because I work with him, yeah? And big up to Craig, by the way. I know who he is. I work with him, and he's a great guy. Fantastic guy he is. And he supports, I'll go over to it quietly, Bristol City. And he's a great guy as well. Topless in this. It's very sensitive. Sorry, I've got to say that. But there you go. So, yeah, I'm going to give another 5 more minutes as well, and before we wrap up, sort of thing. And I was going to ask you, Nathan, who do you think is going to win? Obviously, going to be Man City, obviously. Do you think Man City's going to win the league? Got to be on it.
They've won the league. They're not going to win the league. They've won the league. They're done. They're done already. It's a wrap.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a wrap all day.
Done. And Well, last question from Foxy from Colombia. How was it playing with the great Can You?
Unbelievable. This guy, he does everything in slow motion, but everybody falls for it. So because his shots, he pulls his leg back slowly, he can fake every shot and everyone's going to dive. Because if they don't, that's how slowly he shoots the ball as well. So it was a great skill to have, and his touch was always immaculate. And the other thing is the only other striker that I played with that found me for goal after goal after goal. He was ridiculous for finding me for goals. I think he set up about 7 of my 8 goals at West Brom that season in the Prem. Probably 7 of my 8 goals. He set them all up because he's just the king of seeing everything. Make a run, I'll put it there for you. There you go, on a plate. What a player. So yeah, loved playing with him. He was one of the other strikers that I really loved playing with, that stood out. So yeah, lovely.
What a fantastic player Kenny is in his time. Oh my God, first touch is fantastic. That goal against Chelsea from the corner, left-hand side of the corner, near the corner flag. Oh my God, what a great goal that. Brilliant.
Byline, bang.
Highlight goal that. And just a couple more questions. Big up to Craig as well. Big shout out to Craig and Wycliffe, great guy. Brilliant. Where will your team finish, Nathan? As a Man U fan, where do you think your team will finish?
Man United, they're going to finish somewhere around 5th. I think we'll probably finish 5th this season.
Fair enough. 5th. I'll say, where do you think Newcastle will end up finishing at the end of the season?
Depends who they bring in, really. If they stay where they are with the same team and don't bring anyone, which I don't expect, if they do, they're probably gonna just have a problem. I think they'll have a problem. They'll be in that third from bottom spot. But if they can I can see the points that they need as well, and they're behind, and obviously with Norwich winning as well. I think if you do get the players in, you'll scrape 2 positions outside of it. I think you're 2 positions outside of the drop because you're currently in a bit of trouble, and you need some players in, and you need to gel quick. Then you need to get those points, and it can be done, but you need to buy quick and buy the right players. That's the one, Foxy. The Dink, yeah.
Yes.
Even at 40, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He sent me up for both those goals. Both the goals of that game. Yeah.
He did. I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the one you're going to read. And Tony B, as a striker, what did you think of Ronaldo sulking after getting taken off?
I'd have been upset because you know what? The game was just opening up and he got taken off. And you know what he's about. You know he's a goal scorer. And you know how bad the team's playing. And the teams just start playing well. And got lots of time to win, to score goals, and he takes him off. So he's like, of all players, the player that scores goals for fun, you know, he's a goal a game merchant, and you're taking off your biggest goal threat. You know, obviously you can do it, but man, you know he's going to be upset for that. So yeah, I didn't blame him for coming off, especially for Maguire as well. So yeah, you know, I wasn't too happy with that myself, going all defensive when we were okay at the time.
Craig, if you want Eddie Howell out, mate, like, oh, that's better. No, I'm not saying that. He's a wind-up merchant, this guy. He really is. It ain't going to happen. He's here to stay. Nathan's going to be here to stay, mate. I mean, touch on Eddie Howell. Do you think he needs time? Do you think he's the right guy for Newcastle? And does he need time? Absolutely.
Well, if he can do what he did at Bournemouth, you know, you gotta be happy. He just needs time to bring the players in and do what he needs to do. So you can't make loads of changes with the same whole squad. You know, it's you can't work magic. So you just gotta give him a bit of time, bring in the players that he wants to bring in, the philosophy that he wants, and then see what happens from there. I think he'll be good enough because he was playing some really good stuff under Bournemouth.
Fair enough. Listen, we're going to make a quick sort of thing as well. Kieran, I've still been on how I think the owners are doing their best, but I'm starting to think we're down, especially since Norwich look like they're going to win again. They're 2 goals up, by the way, and it doesn't look great for Newcastle. We're going to be knackered tomorrow against Leeds. Let's be real about this. Can you phone Lingard and tell him to come to Newcastle? Loved it. Not a chance. Anyhow, it's back at Army. Good man, Kieran. What do you think of Chris Wood signing Nathan? Last question for a wrap up.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I would have thought you'd have gone for something more, but you know, for now, it would be in there, and he's done a job for Burnley for a while now. So let's see if he can do a job for you guys now. And then you're obviously going to want to push on from there, but I guess this is step one, isn't it? So let's see how you get on. I've not really watched him much to be able to comment on what I think of him, but I would have thought you'd have tried to get someone on the, you know, a little bit higher up in the goal scoring threat. But you know, we'll see.
Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Listen, we're going to wrap it up there because you got to get back as well. And it's been an absolute honour for you to come on, be sure and eat like. And big up for Steve Key as well for making it happen. And listen, end of the day, I think it's been absolute honour. It's been a legend of game. I think you took the titles as well. And before you go, did you enjoy Columbia Short tonight?
It's been great. It's been great having me on. It's lovely to see so many comments as well. Being able to answer a lot of questions as well. So yeah, really, really good. Love the intro, by the way. Really, really nice. And your background's lovely as well. So yeah, I'm having it. I'm having it.
Big up to you, my guy. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll do that as these comments as well before I go. You better give us the biggest shout out now to end the show, Sinclair. Craig, you're a top guy. Give a big shout out for Craig. Craig Kenner, 55 on his Twitter account as well. Do follow him. And he's very interesting, this guy as well, and he tells the truth as well. No matter what happens, the Black and White Army always gets through. If we come out on top, eventually, even if relegation happens, we are the Geordies. We enjoy. Thanks a lot, Paul. Fantastic. Thanks, Nathan and John. Thank you so much. Great show, guys. Thank you. Like I said, John. Take care for you, Thomas. Great to see the Duke looking well. Fair play to John. Great show. Take care, guys, and Foxy.
Thanks a lot.
And come back soon. We've got to get back on the game. And come on.
For sure.
And I'm going to have pasta chicken before we work out to our Nathan. I need to start that by the way.
Make sure it's 2 hours before, yeah? 2 hours before that. 2 hours. Before that, or be coming out your belly, out your mouth. You know, when it coming out your mouth.
Yeah. I think you better give Craig some pasta as well, sort of for the fill him up as well, sort of thing. So chicken. Chicken. Oh man, I love Craig. I love him. I do love him. Listen, Nathan, thanks for coming on, mate. And
thanks a lot for having me.
I really appreciate that. And before I let you go, sort of thing, he's gone.